I'll share my story with you. And I can't tell you whether I was awake or if I was, in a state of altered consciousness. I would say probably a state of altered consciousness, and I guess awake at the same time. It's weird. So I called this a waking vision at about 1:26, 11 a.m. I was ascending out of my body. I could see the earth below me growing smaller. There was a river of bodies. Maybe they were spirits or soul, not really sure. And they were all being drawn into a barrier of light. The light had no surface or other features as being solid, more a liquid. I was being repulsed from this light. It would not allow me to go in the direction of the river of bodies. I looked within myself, and I was of a form that was both substance and emitting an energy which, when it was on my surface, it glowed. It was not a solid color, but a morphing of colors of light. I looked, and the earth was falling faster away from me, and the light barrier was also becoming less in brightness and intensity. I looked around me to see if there were other beings. I saw others. There are not many others. The numbers are small. We are all heading away from the glow of earth. I and a few others are being drawn towards something. The glow is almost gone. There's another kind of light beginning to be seen. I look back, and there are dark figures coming up from behind. They are not menacing. I see two other spirits resisting the pull of the force. They are changing in color. The dark figures move to stop them. We are all being drawn to some place. Now, like I said, I don't know if I was awake or what. I can see it now. I sense within myself something is about to happen to me that has not happened before. I momentarily feel a sense of loneliness, but it is fleeting. I am remembering memories. I sense a warmth, not sure where it is coming from. These dark figures stop. They do not move any further, but I and the few others are being pulled faster. I'm feeling dizzy. There's a feeling of speed, but not being felt. I speak to myself, a declaration of thanksgiving for the experiences of my existence. Wow, deja vu. Still being pulled. It's very dark now. All I can sense is my energy. I hear my heart beating. I know I have no heart, but yet I can feel it. My spirit can feel it. There is a rhythm. I begin to sing. I can see something ahead. It is if I am a source of energy and I am being slowed down by a force of some kind. I see a platform. No, it's not a platform. It is the edge or end of this plane. My heart is beating faster. There is a fence. It stretches forever. I cannot see where it stops. I'm now standing upright. I am dressed in light. It's a garment. The others have them as well. I don't see the two others. Well, we are so few in numbers. Wait, a huge set of gates are now before me. There is a voice with no substance to it. It's telling me I must leave this plane and cannot go back. I, for a moment, panic in my energy, for I am just now realizing what is happening to me and the few others. We are being released or about to enter a place I know nothing about. The gates are swinging open. I look back. Yeah. And I see, and it's like this huge, 360. I see all my lives that I have been me, all that I have experienced everywhere. I look, I see my essence of my life being projected everywhere. I see Earth one last time. I turn and begin to walk through the gate. As soon as I move through, everything stops. I'm alone. It is beyond dark. I can sense nothing. I begin to whistle, and when I blew the first note, I'm in a place I know not. There are now other energies here, not like I must sleep, is what I hear within me. And that's it. Weird, isn't it? Let me get out of there. There we go. So, yeah, intense. And there's still this, I don't know, there's a spatial disconnect within me. Does that make sense? And it invokes the emotions. Yeah, it's amazing how intense the emotions are. But anyway, there you go. Thought I would write that down. Well, that's what happened. And yeah, I meditate on it. It was so intense. I mean, it was so freaking real. Yeah, so anyway, let's see. Who, I can't read all this. Y'all are going too fast. So I'll pay attention with the bus. All right. So yeah, write me if you've had lately any out-of-body experiences, anything that is profoundly, I think, lifting the veil. The one scene that is so vivid in my mind even now was the earth. And this, I guess I interpret it as, wow, truth in me. Okay, thank you. Excellent. Was the earth. Again, so freaking vivid. And this light, again, I guess it could be interpreted as a tunnel. I saw it as something a little more different. But it's apparently where the vast majority of energies go. And the weird thing, as I sit here and recall, was I felt drawn towards it. But then there was like, boom, this thing that just, it stopped me. It literally repulsed me. And that's what kind of freaked me out. So what? So yeah, I mean, go figure. Yeah, I'm just trying to read in. All right. So I think really what the question comes down to is where souls go. Now, oddly enough, there is ancillary data out there that says we go to the moon. Could the moon represent an artificial recycling center? There's books, Sanskrit, that say, excuse me, folks, I don't know why my eye is itching, but hey, it happens, right? Of a time when the moon wasn't here. Now, modern science says, well, that's a crock of poo. Well, lots of things are different. So we're genetically modified. We know that. That's not an issue that's even debatable. But no one ever talked about the soul. How do we know our souls are what a soul is supposed to be? I don't think we know. I think we've been fooled right from the beginning. So here, let's inject this into this. Man is genetically manufactured, never created. We are not created in the image of any God. Period. That's the first trap door you fall through. And you have to understand and realize, study. It's there. Man was not created anything but. We were, in fact, genetically manufactured. Humans date back millions of years. This cockamamie story that, 6,000 years ago, yada, yada, yada. Not, again, unless you believe in the fairy tales that someone goes, abracadabra, and there it is. We were manufactured as slaves. The book that even says there was no man to till the ground. I tell you, have any of you ever put in a garden? Try to put in a half-acre garden. You're going to work. Oh, man. Here's the other thing. The worm. This is part of the worm. All humans were taught to worship something. And if you can't worship something, then you begin to worship yourself. And we've seen the results of that. It goes from one extreme to the other. No middle ground. All humans are the result of another species. No one likes to hear this. Worshipping things is planted into the humans genetically. And our masters will never let us go. Never. We have 10,000 years of written history, 70,000 years of records, yet no increase in our IQ, decreased in our lifespan. Animals like traits. We kill, murder, we deceive, we lie. Almost shapes a pyramid. If I switched up the one on the IQ and the decreases I'm looking at, it would have been a perfect inverted pyramid. And no one likes this. It happens in children automatically, naturally. Children know how to lie. Children. We used to call it, back in the days when I was under the God spell in Christianity, we would call it the devil spirit. All children had the devil spirit. And what about that crazy thing with President Trump's spiritual advisor, Paula White, to stand up and say, in Jesus' name, all satanic pregnancies in right now. What? That's the kind of worm I'm talking about. You put it in context of this, who we are. I mean, it doesn't make any logical, cognitive, rational reasoning that we are the way we are today. It just doesn't make sense. There is an orchestrated holographic projection upon humanity, in which we think reality, which isn't real at all. Therefore, naturally leading us to false perceptions of this realm. Folks, hold on to me, because you're going to go, I hadn't thought about that, and alters the way in which we view this world, therefore maneuver our way through it. In short, what we think we know about this world is not the truth at all. The false misperceptions of death and the way in which we transition into the next realm. We're going to challenge the theory of the light tunnel and review why we need to take a second look at this crossing over directive. You see, folks, this is part of the worm. You, I, we've all been prepared so that when it happens, that event of the transition of all of us, you're already pre-programmed to accept it. And the terrible thing, folks, is that your vibration is being set to be in complete synchronicity with that tunnel of light. You are going to be pulled towards it because that's exactly what your energy is emitting at death. You see, if all these processes have been altered and not for our own highest best good, then we would have a reason to believe that our death process is anything but unnatural and controlled as well. First of all, we have to realize there's no death. We call it that, but that is not what's happening. Only a transition of energy from one state to the other. If we did this properly, we would put each person into an energy receptive field as they're departing to aid in the move. So think about it. This is why people who have the NDEs, the near-death experiences, many report there was a pull. Well, if this is energy, and we go to the simple basics of energy, then you have a like attractiveness taking place here. And we're the victims. We're taught that this is the next step to paradise. But then why the hell do people come back and reincarnate and don't remember things? And listen, I know about the Akashic record, all that, but let's just be honest with one another here. The vast majority of the 7.5 billion, nearly 8 billion people don't give a damn about the Akashic record. And you're never going to get to them going with that approach. The worm is so entrenched. And the thing about it is, it doesn't need to be religious or non-religious. So how do we begin to run away? How does the individual begin to prepare to escape the light, which is obviously a recycling center? When you get on the other side, you're going to go, oh, crap. Someone sent me the Farsight Institute. Go and check out their latest project. Their viewers were in tears because if what they saw is correct, and it seems to be lining up, folks, those who pass through the light will be in a place of torment. This extraction process is not without pain. A pain that the five senses have no idea about. The screams, the horrors, the agony, of having your memories extracted is worse than death itself. They say each memory becomes a mini death within itself, and you are consciously aware of what's happening to you. That's what awaits. I don't want to go there. It's a soul trap. Here's the point. Humans emulate our masters. These are sadistic beings over there. Probably here too. It's why we are as we are as a species. It's why we kill our brothers, our wives, our children, each other. It's why we steal from one another. It's why we lie to one another, even ourselves. It's why we deceive ourselves by putting up ego as, you think you're really something. And as it stands right now, you're just more fodder. Again, we ask ourselves, why do humans only use 7 to 10% of the thinking capacity of our brains? Why do we grow old? Why do we forget? Why is it that mankind cannot evolve? How many times has this occurred? We've talked about this before. We should be on the path right now of an IQ level of 2,500. We should not grow old at all. Our bodies are designed to never age. Even with adverse environmental surroundings, the human body, as it is currently, is designed to function well past 1,000 years. The human body is designed to be able to fight off all viruses and bacterium. The brain in humans is designed to increase exponentially. But it doesn't. It doesn't work. Why? We've been altered from the inside. Take a look at him. I'm serious. Take a look at this rhesus monkey. You see, he's looking at you and saying, I am you, and you are me. You see, this is the thing that all religions do not want to address. All theology, all philosophy does not want to address. That this is our ancestor. No denying it. None. Ask yourself this question: how did its blood get inside us? We've talked about the Rh factor. Their anatomy is more like ours than anything else. And the thing about it is the blood protein, folks, that just doesn't happen. Period. The books I'm reading is the abductions, is that this is what they are after. It is the enzymes, the proteins, the complex carbohydrates, and the other things about the blood and other fluids. This is probably most reality right here. This is who God is. If you want to be very honest, this is most likely who manufactured us. Created us in a lab, but it's not even in the lab. Because they took the primates and other forms of what we used to be. Frightening, isn't it? Human beings are the only things that are prisoners. Yeah, I know. Oh, I forgot. Let me get right back in here. No, this is cool. So, yeah. The evidence is overwhelming. I said this yesterday to a couple of people. And I said, man will never evolve, never develop to our full potential until we take responsibility for ourselves as a species and stop looking to unseen gods, unseen saviors. Folks, no one's coming to save our ass. Nobody. No person on a white horse, no ET in a silver spaceship. It's us. And I'm convinced that if we can begin to counter the worm, we could really start something here. But I don't know. It's there. And listen, let me show you something. We have seen this in the past. Let me pull this up for everybody. So this is ancient origins. And you can go back. This is going back 7 years ago. But there is enough evidence that shows we've known this. It somehow gets lost. It gets lost in a time where we don't realize. Because we think we are so very recent. I mean, the vast majority of people in most religions think that we're less than 6,000 years old. Is that crazy? No, because I believed like that for decades. And when you begin to say, well, now, wait a minute. What about a time when the earth didn't have it? And now, you'll find to the astrophysicists and the astrologers and oh, no. The moon has always been here around the earth. We don't know that. The vast majority of our science knowledge today is wrong. Part of the problem. But then the question really becomes then, well, then what is the moon? What is the purpose of the moon? Now, you can go and study in Sumerian folklore, and you find that the moon is more powerful than the sun. It has a strange pull on us, on animals. Many people believe that, in fact, that the moon is actually emitting a signal, a frequency. You can go on here and see for yourself. Study. All I've got to say. This is Conspiracy Daily. The moon is a recycling center for the human soul. Now, this is a theory, but hey, listen. So is every other holy book out there. Am I saying that this is a holy book? Well, what I'm saying, it offers another option. You can study these yourself. It's all out there. You see, we get into this duality. This is another one, trickedbythelight.com. Check that website out. Cool stuff. And this is a gentleman who, I love it. He writes his thoughts down and says, now, wait a minute. Something ain't right. He's right. I mean, folks, we've made no progress. I'll get out of here. But check these out. They're got great information on them. But I think the simple fact is, if it's off-worlders, ET, aliens, demons, angels, gods, they're all not us. And if they are us, then folks, this is a course in mental masturbation. Not advancement, not development. Because that's all we're doing. And it's hindered us. And it's a fact. I mean, show me in the world where any one religion has done this miraculous conversion of man. Don't exist. Why? But yet we are programmed by the worm. Well, if you leave one religion, you're going to get another. Well, you know what? I don't like that the way that you interpret that particular scripture. So I'm starting my own religion over here. And we're going to say, you are wrong because we've got better insight. We've got the ticket. Everyone thinks they got the ticket. Yeah, brother. Sister, you got the ticket all right. But you ain't going to like who's punching it. I mean, so people say, well, what's the alternative? Well, it's about time that we start growing up. Now, these are fundamental wholesale changes in the collective consciousness of our species. And the reason why it is impossible, now I still hear in my head, all things are possible to him who believes. But nothing's changing. And there's a reason for it. And this is what I'm saying. The moon is a soul sucker. Yeah, Al, I think, Big Al, you are right on with that.